gospel lesson today comes from John. Later on, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now, at the sheep pool in Jerusalem, there's a place with 5 colonnades. Its name in the language of the Jews is Bethesda. In this colonnades, there lay a crowd of sick people, blind, lame, and paralyzed. Among them was a man who had been crippled for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and was aware that he had been ill a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to be cured?" "Sir," he replied, "I have no one to put me in the pool when the water is disturbed, but while I am moving, someone else is in the pool before me." Jesus answered, "Rise to your feet, take up your bed and walk." The man recovered instantly, took up his stretcher, and began to walk. That there was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been cured, "It is the Sabbath. You are not allowed to carry your bed on the Sabbath," he answered. "The man who cured me," he said, "take up your bed and walk." They asked him, "Who is the man who told you to take up your bed and walk?" But the cripple who had been cured did not know, for the place was crowded and Jesus had slipped away. A little later, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "Now that you are well again, leave your sinful ways, or you may suffer something worse." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had cured him. It was works of this kind done on the Sabbath that stirred the Jews to persecute Jesus. Sometime later, Jesus withdrew to the further shore of the Sea of Galilee, and a large crowd of people followed who had seen the signs he performed in healing the sick. Then Jesus went up to the hillside and sat down with his disciples. It was near the time of Passover, the great Jewish festival. Raising his eyes and seeing a large crowd coming towards him, Jesus said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread to feed these people?" This he said to test him. Jesus himself knew what he meant to do. Philip replied, 20 pounds would not buy enough bread for every one of them to have a little." Here ends the lesson.